In programming what would happen in July in Toronto vis-a-vis New York was that we wanted, because of the 150th, we wanted to make sure that we were acknowledging events in our history, in our confederation, that are seminal events. And of course, those are Confederation itself, the Riel Rebellion, both of which figure very prominently in the video cab shows, which I hope you will see. They're on through August. And then last night's opening, when we brought back, and I have to say, it's as Diana and I were there last night, it's as miraculous. He is as miraculous as ever he was. Eric Peterson, at 70 years old, playing Billy Bishop, and Billy Bishop Goes to War, and being just astonishing. That it's a beautiful, beautiful. If you have never seen it, this is not only is this a piece of Canadian history, of course, Billy Bishop himself, after whom our airport is named, but this performance of John Gray and Eric Peterson, which is now in its 40th year, these two people they created this show together, and they have been performing it, and they are now doing it 40 years after they wrote it, and it's richer than ever it was. And if you have not yet seen it, there's a very good chance this will be the last time they do it. There's a very good chance of that. So I please encourage you, if you haven't seen it, please make sure you see Billy Bishop Goes to War. So we chose that because it's about the First World War, and the First World War is, of course, the event when perhaps more than ever, certainly for English Canada, the country came together and felt its nationhood in a very powerful way, and none more so than on April 9th, 1917, when we suffered both the greatest single day of human Canadian loss, at the same time that we gained a sense of nationhood that hitherto had been fleeting. And it was because these four divisions, represented by these four colors, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th divisions of the Canadian Expeditionary Forces, for the first time fought together, 100,000 men, fought together to capture the hitherto uncapturable ridge, and did it under Canadian ingenuity and Canadian small town get-it-doneness, and these Canadians got it done. And 3,598 of them did not return from that battle. 3,600 Canadians died that day, and a nation took on its sense of self. And this is the event that Vern Thiessen, the Governor-General's Award-winning playwright, whose work you know from around here because Vern wrote the beautiful adaptation of Somerset Maugham's Of Human Bondage. You may have read about it recently in the New York Times. A guy lives for 54 years before he gets a great review in the New York Times. He gets to brag. Okay. Vern Thiessen's play, he wrote Human Bondage, and he wrote this, Vimy. This is an original piece that he wrote, and it's a very, very interesting piece because he tells about an epic event, and he tells about that epic event by going extremely intimate, and that's the strength of this piece. It's the intimacy of this piece as it represents the epic nature of both the event and the history that the event represents. And it's in extremely good hands. Diana LeBlanc has a remarkable, remarkable ability to bring people together and bring whole teams together. I always say there's very few people who frame productions the way Diana LeBlanc does. And by frame productions, I mean I say it's how she works with her design team, and particularly with this woman who she's worked with so many times. And I think of Doc, Sharon Pollock's Doc, which still stands to me one of the most beautiful, beautiful creations that's ever graced this building. And of course, your gorgeous, gorgeous Long Day's Journey Into Night at Stratford, which, as you know, stands out for me as one of the 2 or 3 great theater experiences of my life. Diana has a wonderful ability of giving the play a space, a physical and soulful space that allows the play to find itself. It allows the actors to be their very best, that she creates a wonderful environment for actors to inhabit, and she creates space in the rehearsal hall for them to understand the joy of cohabitation of a created space. And very, very few people have this gift the way Diana does. And I think we're really, really blessed. It's so, can't tell you how proud I was 2 years ago when she received the Governor General's Performing Arts Award for a Lifetime of Achievement, because it has been one lifetime of an achievement, her career, as an actor and as a director and as a cultural leader in this country. And it is my very great honor right now to bring up the founding member of Soulpepper Theatre Company, my very, very dear friend, Diana LeBlanc. Come say something.
I think Albert has dealt very nicely with the facts of the play. He's absolutely right that what Vern Thiessen has done is take the events of World War I, a particular event, Vimy, and looks at it through the eyes of 6 people, 5 soldiers, 1 nurse. Diane Blake, who is one of our sponsors, thank you, came to a levels session. That is when I sit in the dark with my designers, and they are crucial to this production, Astrid Jansen and André Dutoit. And we look at a lighting state for any given moment. We do not have the actors, but we have what are called light walkers. And André will put up a lighting state for a certain moment, say in the war or in the hospital. And we look at it and say, yes, no, I think it needs more light there. I think I'm losing too much over there, that sort of stuff. It can be boring. Diane did not seem to be bored. And it was nice to have someone come and see that, take an hour out of her very busy life to do that. But what she said to me tonight, when I said it was very nice to see you there, she said, it's very dark, isn't it? Indeed it is. I think we, André, has lit it appropriately. It is dark. It's about World War I. It's about unimaginable pain and suffering. I worked with a bunch of young actors for whom it was, well, Vimy, or Vimy, as I've been reminded to say. And we watched films. We watched Paul Gross's Passchendaele. We watched All Quiet on the Western Front. Paths of Glory. A lot of TVO documentaries. And it's unimaginable sitting for hours in the mud with the rain coming down on you, surrounded by body parts and rats. It's dark, yeah. There's also humor. I'm excited about tonight. Nervous, yeah. But the actors are excited. They're excited to have you there. I hope that transmits. I would like to raise a glass to Vern Thiessen, who's not here, who's in New York, who wrote the play. And last night at Billy Bishop, someone had the brilliant idea of inviting some World War II veterans. I was going to say older gentlemen, they're probably my age. Well, maybe a little older. And they were wearing the berets and all their medals. And I found that incredibly moving. And some of the actors were there, and we have reminded ourselves as we go along not to get soppy about it. Obviously, we're doing this for our reasons, because we are hoping to create art. I don't call myself an artist. I want to be. But as far as I'm concerned, all we can do all the time is strive for it. You can't just say, I'm an artist. I mean, everybody does now. But it is something that you strive for fiercely. And if you're lucky, you hit it. I hope we hit some of it tonight. I want to raise a glass to the descendants of Vimy, and for all those brave men and women who did so much and died so that we are here. And I'll be curious to hear how you take the evening and how you feel about it at the end of it. And Andre and Astrid, about whom I would like to speak longer, but we do have to go in and see the show. This was an interesting set. The moment Astrid agreed to do it, she said, I want Andre Dutoit. I never worked with Andre, but I trusted her and knew that I had to give her somebody she liked for lights. And the whole set was designed for light to be brought in. So from the beginning, Andre was with us. And it's been really fun to sit in the dark and find the lighting states that will put the actors, because it's a set very much, the set just gives you the actors. It's been terrific to do that. And I want to thank you too, because it's been fabulous. And Simon does the best fight that this play has ever seen, and this is according to the author. There's one fight, and Vern said this is the best one he's seen. So, off to victory, we hope.